Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Warcraft 2 Arena. This is episode 6, King of the Warcraft mods. And so this is actually going to be a first-person perspective of Dannyldd, who is kind enough to let me broadcast one of his games that he recorded for a recent tournament here. So he's going to be facing off against Master. This was a Garden War tournament just this past weekend here. And so this kind of like the quarterfinals of the losers bracket. So it was a best of 3 series here. And so, yeah, we're going to jump in here and look at this craziness that's about to be displayed here. So as you can see here, things look a little different, and that's because Dannyldd, I'm just going to call him Danny from now on, but he's got a modded version of Warcraft 2. He's a big modder in the community, and so as you can see here, he's humans. He's starting at 4 o'clock, and you can already see a little bit of kind of strangeness going on here with the graphics. So his units are kind of, you're gonna see here, but it's kind of a mixture of like Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2 graphics and a bunch of different random sounds and just different things put in here, and it's really quite interesting actually. You're gonna notice there's kind of like a blue kind of hue there, and I think that's part of his tile set. Anyway, so this is actually just recorded off of his YouTube channel. I don't think he had any actual replays that I was able to record on, but I think this is probably the only way I'd be able to do this anyway, because I would have had to install these mods probably to record it, and then I don't even know if it would have worked with the software that we have for recording of the game. But in any event, yeah, so he's got these really cool graphics, as we can see here. He's basically run over and discovered 5 o'clock, put a barracks right into his base here. Sorry, I got a little off track there, but yeah, so he's just scouting down with another unit there, making sure he's not being towered by Master here, and Boogie's throwing up a lumber mill and 2 guard towers here now to oh, another barracks, double barracks. You don't see that very often. Anyway, so he's actually really good with his micro mechanics here, as he throws up a farm and completely walls off his gold mine there. So yellow's in some trouble here, and yeah, as we can see here, he's got some peons just kind of stammering around trying to take care of that footman, and yeah, so Danny's decided not to continue building out of that as he walls off 4 o'clock, or yeah, sorry, 4 o'clock. Now here, really the only thing that Danny has to do is not get towered. I mean, that's really the only thing he's got to do, as that second barracks is getting attacked here from pretty much every angle by Master along with a tower. So we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, so he ends up killing that barracks. So now he's going for the farm, and he should be able to get mining here sooner than later. So yeah, so you can see the Warcraft 1 style barracks here, and yeah, so it's interesting because all the units that he makes, it's kind of like they're randomized. So some of his peons, you'll notice, are peasants. They're actually going to be dwarf and miners. So he's got little dwarf, you know, worker units here, and yeah, so some people might question, you know, whether this is a reasonable mod to use in, you know, a tournament. Actually, this was for, you know, $1,000 cash prizes as well. So you're playing for money. So I can see how some people might have a problem with that, because it is different. But on the same note, everything is basically, you know, the same in terms of like the units and what they're doing, you know, their vision, the damage they do. I mean, nothing mechanically has been modified here, as we can see that Boogie snuck a tower in there, and that was definitely a blunder by Danny here. Like I said, all he had to do was not get towered, but yeah, he basically walled himself off and sentenced himself to getting towered here. So he's repairing a lumber mill now, just getting ready to throw up a Ballista. And yeah, so he's starting to chop some wood there, as his peons are getting hit by that guard tower, but just based on the position of that guard tower and the amount of damage it does, it's not that debilitating. Over time, it will eventually kill all of his worker units, but it's not like a cannon tower that just kind of one-shots everything. So yeah, he's definitely got a little bit of time here to get that Ballista out there to take care of that tower. As we can see, 5 o'clock's just going hard now. He's got his gold mine all cleared out, and he's definitely caught up here in terms of pace with that guard tower. So yeah, and there's a lot of interesting sounds and sound effects here, as you'll kind of hear throughout the game, and kind of like an ambient, different noises in the background, like a little bit of music. And so he's really got everything changed here. As you can see, there's some smoke up on that tower as it's flaming, which I think is actually pretty cool. But in fact, that's probably a bit of a detriment to Danny, because you can't see through that smoke, so it's almost kind of hiding the pixels above whatever is on fire there. So it makes for some interesting graphics, but of course it's in competitive play, maybe not the best thing in the world to have. Now, Boogie Master, he's playing this game and he doesn't see what Danny sees. He's just seeing regular units. So there's no difference to him whatsoever in terms of what's happening in this game.
As you wish.
And anyway, so yeah, as we can see here, Danny is flooding out some footmen there. He's run ahead with his ballista there and is doing some damage. So yeah, one of the bad things, I guess you could say, as he attacks with all of his workers there to take care of that, and loses quite a few in the process here, as he's lost probably 10 or so peons here. And yeah, Danny really good with his micromanaging on his units there, and as you can see, he's actually quite a fast player. He's got his APM up to, I don't know, 250 or so. And yeah, so he's got some footmen coming out, and you'll see there's like a Warcraft 1 style footman there. So they're kind of all mixed together, which I think is really cool. It just kind of adds a bit of variety alongside with the sound effects. But again, this is all kind of aesthetic. So actually, this guy, his YouTube channel, if you go check it out, I'll have it in the link of the description of the video below here. He has literally thousands of videos. Like this guy is big on modding. He's got custom mods and campaigns for Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2. And so this guy's a hardcore Warcraft nerd, and I like that. So I wanted to kind of show him some love here, and in recording this, and I thought you guys would find it quite interesting, just with the aesthetic changes to the game that he's implemented here. Now, he's waiting there for another ballista, which one of the downsides, I actually was going to say this a short time ago, but there is a bug with humans in this game, which actually still hasn't been fixed in the remastered version, where if you issue a command to a ballista as it's attacking, it'll actually misfire, so it won't actually fire off the shot. And that can be pretty devastating in some cases, because orcs don't have that same problem with the catapults. As you can see here, Danny just going for that exposed lumber mill, and yeah, it's almost kind of hard to tell what's going on as I'm watching this, because I'm really not too familiar with some of these graphics. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same anyway. And so yeah, that guard tower is just destroyed as Danny immediately moves his footmen in there just to make sure that he doesn't re-wall there. So now he's into his the meat and potatoes of his base here, so he's killing all of his peon gold miners. And he's still got that ballista backing things up here, as the one currently upgraded guard tower gets saved here, and still just desperately trying to get rid of that ballista with his worker units here. So Boogie's holding off here, but things aren't looking that great, if we're being honest. So Danny's gone up to keep now. He's repairing his stables, so he's going to have some knights coming out here. And yeah, we can see all the smoke there. Almost reminds me of like a whirlwind effect, like the Death Knight's whirlwind spell. But yeah, anyway, I like it either way. So all right, so yeah, again, just doing a good job micromanaging his units there, keeping that ballista alive. So he's playing it safe. He's just sticking outside of the range of those towers, and it's kind of hard to take out any tower with just one ballista, assuming your opponent has a pulse and knows that they can repair it with workers. So it's gonna take a while. In a lot of cases, what you'll prefer to do in these situations is just try and take out the repairing workers and just keep knocking away at their ability to you know, produce. And yeah, so with that, the Ballista finally gets taken out there, and so Danny's brought out a few peasants here to build mage tower. So we're gonna see what he's got cooked up with his mages here. And actually, this is probably the coolest thing that I've seen in his mod so far is his mages, which we'll maybe see shortly here. We'll find out. Yeah, so just attacking those towers. He's finally got some grunts coming out to actually push back on this. And yeah, so he's taking out what he can without injuring his attacking forces here up against those towers. And yeah, so there we go. As you can see, that spell being researched is actually Blizzard. Doesn't look like it, but you're gonna see what it looks like here when you cast it, which is really cool. The sound effects too, I love it. I'm actually really impressed with this mod. Like, I've never really modded almost really any game. Like, I just kind of play them for what they are. But I know there is a big modding community in Warcraft 2, and Danny's certainly a part of that. And like I said, he's a huge Warcraft fan. He dedicates a lot of time to this. And again, you should go check out his channel if you want to get some more information on that. I personally don't know too much about it, you know, in terms of how to install it and whatnot. But there's definitely a lot of programs out there that I'm sure make it easy to do. So if you want to play a game like this with these types of graphics and mix it up, I'm sure there's an option for you to do so. So yeah, anyway, he's really got 5 o'clock contained here. As he discovers, okay, he's actually pulled away to 12, which is basically why he hasn't left the game yet. He's actually got a second full-on base there that Danny has just discovered. So yeah, he'd probably taken that earlier in the game, I'm assuming. All right, so here we go with the mage as his, oh yeah, there we go. I love that. It looks so cool. I just think that's awesome. Looks better than Blizzard. It sounds better too. Yeah. I also love the sound effects of the ballistas, just fun. As we can see here, yeah, he's just going hold, so he's certainly not in a good place, regardless of having the second base here, as Danny runs in there and just slaughters all of his gold miners here, ignoring the damage taken from the guard towers, because obviously killing all of his workers is going to be more effective in the long term here than losing a couple of those knights. And if he was attacking the towers, it could have ended up where he didn't really take out any of those towers or workers. So smart move by him as he sends his footmen in the back of 12 there to take care of all of his lumber workers as well. As he's doing that, he's still pounding away at 5 o'clock with his mages there, which should get rid of these towers and tie up this game here. And yeah, so we can see he's got 2 cannon towers, and he just runs in to attack both of those. Of course, cannon towers are very powerful, but they cannot really hit anything that's right next to them, so they have that kind of blind spot that you can take advantage of. So they do actually a little bit of splash damage, but it's very minimal. To a knight, you know, to a peon or a peasant, it's a bit more significant damage. But yeah, so we can see there he's just getting his grunt up at 12 there just to do a little bit of damage, because why not? And his mage is getting attacked by the grunt, and of course 2 of the 3 survive, and now he's got another one here. So he's just got he's got a pretty good sized army of mages here, just banging away at 5 o'clock. So yeah, we'll see if Boogie can come back from this, but it's looking a little bit more grim by the second here. So all right, so we got some more Blizzard, or I don't know what you call that, like comets, maybe a comet spell, coming down on those cannon towers as he continues producing units here. Now, I mean, if I'm gonna be critical, I'd say, you know, Danny probably should have already expanded by this point, but you know, I don't think it's gonna matter here. But again, we'll find out. Yeah, so those mages just kind of getting picked off there by those grunts, but eventually Boogie just says, "I've had enough of this. I give up, guys." So, and yeah, if you're wondering what all these little worms are around the screen here, he had streamed this. These tournament games, and So his Twitch channel or whatever, he's got, you know, these kind of little animations, and I just figured I'd just leave him in because, you know, whatever. And actually, if you want to watch more of his games after this, again, go to his channel, because he's recorded and uploaded all of these to his YouTube channel. And his YouTube name is basically the same as his in-game alias here, Dannyldd. So you should be able to find him there pretty easily. All right, so again, we've got him at 4 o'clock here. So this is the second game up. And like I said, this is a best of 3 series. So he's up 1-0 right now. And as we see, a little bit of a lag screen there. And yeah, so now one thing I will say about this this mod, and the only problem I really have with it, and actually I probably wouldn't even care myself personally, but I could see how other people would, is that it does a few things that can give you a little bit of an advantage. So he's basically programmed in when his gold mine is getting close to being depleted, it actually notifies him as like a little pop-up text message. And like when his upgrades are complete, it does the same thing. And the original games don't actually give you that information. So it does give you a little bit of a competitive advantage. So, you know, and I'm sure he didn't put that into this mod with that in mind for, you know, multiplayer play, because this guy does like a lot of single player custom stuff. So it's just like a quality of life improvement for the game, which you could argue should probably maybe even just have been in the game to begin with. But you know, if you have that and your opponent doesn't, I mean, it does give you some type of an advantage. And so he goes ahead and finds Boogeymaster there, who's moved to small 9 from either 6 or 8, I don't know, but either way, he's put another barracks in his base. So deja vu here, guys, as Boogeymaster lags a little bit there. And yeah, you can see the gold mines are kind of like dark and yeah, kind of strange looking here in this. And he's got a whole different kind of forest tile set on this map as well. So like I said, he's just got a lot of almost like seemingly random changes here as he plays on into the game. And yeah, so you can see his blacksmith in this game just looks like a regular Warcraft 2 smith.
Yes, my lord.
And same with his barracks at home. But his barracks over at small 9 is actually more like a Warcraft 1 design. So yeah, just kind of makes things a lot more interesting here, I'd say, as you're probably playing the game as well as even watching it. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But again, you know, with those kind of advantages, you know, if I was playing in a cash tournament, I would probably try and, in the future, maybe just take, like make a multiplayer version of the mod so that you don't have those, you know, slight advantages. But, you know, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't personally care anyway, because like the odds you're going to lose a game to somebody just because their client notified them that their gold mine was about to blow up and yours didn't are probably like 1 in 1,000, you know. But it is quite a helpful little, because that does happen a lot in this game where, you know, you haven't expanded and, you know, you don't even, you've basically just kind of forgotten that your gold mine has a limited amount of gold in it, and all of a sudden it blows and you don't have an expansion. So that little notification actually could be, you know, quite useful, you know, assuming you're paying attention to it, of course. So yeah, Danny's going ahead and attacking there with his footmen to small 9 and trying to just kill that farm. As he's doing that, he's got a tower going up next to his farm. I know that doesn't really look like a farm, but that is what it is. It's kind of like a Warcraft 1 style farm. And yeah, so he's also just repairing a lumber mill here. So he's making a cannon tower there, which will definitely do some damage. And yeah, so Boogeymaster has 2 guard towers in there taking care of that barracks, which finally goes down. And there we go with the lumber mill completed, and him spamming that ballista button here until he can afford it, so that he has some siege weaponry to go try and take care of Boogeymaster. So we'll see what Boogeymaster has up his sleeve here anyway. And yeah, so we've got a pretty good position right now for Danny. He's got some pressure on him. His cannon tower, as you can see there, is reaching his gold mine, and that tower that he's putting up in defense of it, I'm not sure if that's going to be a guard or a cannon tower, but if it's a guard tower, he's going to be in some trouble. If it's a cannon, that should take care of things. And as he's doing that, he's using his outside units there to maximize their efficiency, kill that farm off there as well. And anytime you can do any damage at any point in the game, you should. Yeah, so he's got the guard tower there, so that was certainly not ideal. I mean, he should have had a cannon tower so that he would have been able to take care of that opposing one. So you'll see that guard tower, it's not going to reach his repairing unit on the cannon tower. And so, yeah, basically Danny can sit there all day, and yeah, basically he just takes out that guard tower. So, yeah, Boogie's definitely, he needs a catapult to get rid of that, or he needs to bust out with some grunts or something. But we'll see what he does here anyway. As Danny goes hold there at 4 o'clock. And yeah, so as we can see, more and more worker units just getting slaughtered by that cannon tower. So that tower's paid for itself probably 3 times over at this point, as he throws up a stables there at 4 o'clock and discovers that Boogie does have 9 o'clock walled off, and actually kind of strangely has it walled off back into the base. Typically when you take 9 o'clock from small 9, you want to wall it off where you're protecting both bases at the top there. So yeah, for whatever reason he didn't do that, and yeah, so now again he's being assaulted here by the king of the mods, Dannyldd, and yeah, so that ballista is definitely going to do some damage. I'm assuming he's going to have a catapult coming out of that barracks at some point here, which is really the only thing that's going to save him at this point, up at 9 o'clock there. And meanwhile, he still has his, yeah, he's still losing units there at 9 o'clock. So I'll be honest, Boogie's definitely made a lot of mistakes in this game already. I mean, he should have had that tower cleared out, with a catapult almost right away. And he should have had this whole area walled off where this, he would have had that catapult that would have killed his tower at small 9. Also being able to come up and defend 9 o'clock too. So that's really the reason people wall off that way, as he has a catapult finally coming out there. But I mean, he's taken a lot of damage at this point in the game, and yeah, so he's gonna definitely be in some trouble here. I like the tile set here. I do like this kind of foresty tile set, and the roads and just the kind of, I don't know, the nice light coloring, I guess, of everything. It's kind of the opposite of your typical forest tile set. Oh, and we can see he's actually up at 11 there, and he's got a, pretty sure that's a blacksmith. Yeah, the Warcraft 1 version of the blacksmith. And I've actually never, I've watched a few like videos of Warcraft 1, but I've never actually played it myself. And I'm actually I'm planning on changing that now that I've bought the remastered the battle chest. So with that, oh, and we can see Danny throwing up a mage tower there, and also realizing that there's nothing inside of 11. All he did is have that blacksmith. He didn't have time to take that expansion yet. As yeah, we've got the castle now from Danny here, and he's still producing more knights. And I believe we'll see what he's building in here with this movement. Yeah, Danny's he's not that big on expanding, I've noticed here. And anyway, so yeah, he's got that mage tower and he's got the 2 workers up there. I'm assuming he's probably going to take 11 o'clock. Yeah, anyway, and that, I don't know, that 11 o'clock seems a little different to me than yeah, doesn't seem like there's as much wood in there for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. Might have just been my eyes playing tricks on me here, but all right, here comes his Comet spell, aka Blizzard. So we'll get to see hopefully some more of that. And there he's got a, I don't know what that building was. Maybe a an alchemist. Find it. All right, so we got another mage tower, some more mages coming here. So yeah, Boogie's about to feel some pain here, I think. We got some incoming torrential storms from the skies coming here for Boogie Master.
As you wish.
As yeah, Danny again, he's got a really fast playstyle. And yeah, you can see here he's kind of microing his mage around that that catapult, or catapults, and yeah, just keeps dodging them there, just shimmying around and not letting them take out his mage. But of course, he's gonna have to do something with that mage at some point here.
Very well.
But yeah, like I don't know, did he chop that out or something? I don't know. Anyway, maybe this is like a different version of the Garden War map. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah. So as you can see there, the he's got, I like that kind of blue ogres. I like that design, and kind of reminds me of just, I don't know, it's like kind of cartoony and fun. I guess I like it. I like the aesthetic. So he does take 11 o'clock. And yeah, some more mages incoming here. He's gonna pound away there at 9 o'clock and small 9 at the same time. Yeah, so things are quickly going downhill here for our boogeyman, or sorry, boogie master. And yeah, so he's, I don't know how much longer he's gonna stick around here, but yeah, as you can see, some of his ogres are blue, some of them are not. So yeah, just kind of little random things like that I think are pretty interesting and cool. As yeah, there goes all of his workers that he's just been building up with his now fortress at small 9. And so yeah, Danny's probably got more mages than Boogie Master has workers at this point, or units in general. So yeah, it's just a matter of time here as yeah, so 9 o'clock for some reason is still, he still hasn't taken out his workers here. Maybe he's having a little bit of mercy on this guy, giving him a chance or whatnot. But yeah, this game is not looking promising at all for Boogie Master. Boogie Master, I'm forgetting his name, but Boogie something anyway. So yeah, so this was basically eliminating Boogie from the tournament and moving Danny ahead to the next round. And I won't spoil it for you. You can, like I said, go to his channel, and it's under his playlist. Like I said, he's got thousands of videos. So go to playlists, and I think it's called like Warcraft 2 online tournaments or something like that. And there's like, if I recall, there's like 12 videos in it, and it's the last one. And it actually is just a kind of like a live stream of all of the games that he had played, or I think at least most of them up to the point in the tournament here. And yeah, so had a good time with this one. You know, really enjoyed the aesthetics of the mod here. And yeah, like I said, you know, if I was to tell Danny one thing on this in terms of like tournament and online play, it would be, you know, those quality of life improvements. You know, I guess, you know, you may want to make like a multiplayer version that just maybe doesn't have any of those that are going to give you that competitive advantage, even if they're just slight ones. You know, it's just one of those things where if you've got something that benefits you and your opponent doesn't, I mean, it's just not fair. Like I said, I personally wouldn't care, but I can see how other people would. But anyway, he's got a lot of cool content on there. He's got some free mods you can download. So again, I'll have that link in the description below here, guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. And yeah, I've got some more content on the way, some more casting here. And I'm working on a few different things for the channel, just kind of coming up with all these different ideas. So just a matter of time to implement them. But I'll let you guys know as we progress here. And if you want to just stay in tune with the channel, just like and subscribe to the channel, and then you'll get notifications when a new video comes out, so you won't miss anything. So, all right, yeah, so thanks a lot, guys. You guys enjoy yourselves here and have a fantastic day.